Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading for the last week of August. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yeah, we're going to jump right in. There's some big stuff happening for you, Capricorn. And this is it, by the way. We're here. We made it through August. Yeah, it was pretty bonkers. And July was a little bonkers. But this is when I say this is it, and we're here. I hope you know what I'm talking about. This is the week you want to take life by the horns, but you also want to do it where you feel really motivated and you're taking inspired action. You want to put on, Nicki Minaj or AC/DC, get in the groove of it all, because this is the last week where you want to take all that action to be where you want to be by February 2026 and beyond. That's your new era. Remember, I've been saying all summer long, it is the summer where you're getting a window, you're getting a glimpse, a preview of what your life is going to be like there, and you create your reality. So you build that bridge, because what happens is September 1st, your ruling planet, Saturn, will move back into Pisces. And so remember, Saturn's part of the Prism Portal. The Prism Portal is that rare grand trine that's happening right now, that's bringing this new era, that's pushing everyone into this new era, out with the old, in with the new, right? The rare grand trine that nobody on this planet has ever experienced. We've never experienced this type of alignment, all right? And it's not just Saturn moving back into Pisces. It's Uranus that's going to go retrograde too. It's Neptune that's going to go back into Pisces. And it's also this week, Pluto will go out of bounds. Well, it's not even on the whiteboard. I'll tell you about that a little bit. But every single planet that's part of that Prism portal changes. And so remember, it's this summer where you have that big window, okay? And this is the last week. And it's not to say you can't continue to, launch things in September, but September is eclipse season. So just put out there, you really want to take advantage of this week, because the other thing is, if you're watching this, remember, even before the week begins, I drop these forecasts a little bit before the actual week. You're approaching, or you've just come out of that new moon in Virgo that happened 22nd, 23rd, sun in Virgo. We moved into Virgo season. You got that window there too. Really big. Okay. So you're meant to transform your day-to-day routines, and you're going to be hyper-focused, and you're going to be very grounded, very practical, getting the job done, no messing around, leaving your mark. That's what you want. And all this 10th house activity with Mars and Libra right now. Yeah. You're thinking about career and being recognized, and your reputation and your legacy. So really put your energy out there this week. All right. And the good news is right out the gate. So Monday, August 25th, look at what's happening. You got Venus moving into Leo. Very different vibe from Venus in Cancer, which could have made you feel a little bit more sensitive and emotional, which isn't bad. It's great. This is just a different vibe. Venus and Leo. Leo is a fire sign. Fiery. Remember, Leo is the spotlight. It's you having the stage. And Venus, which is all about love and relationships and money and creativity, beauty, all of that, what your heart desires, and the sign of the heart. Leo rules the heart, and it's fun. It's all about creativity. But this is what makes this big for you, is that Venus in Leo rules your 8th house. And so, whoa, two things here. One, Venus natively rules your 10th and your 5th. So a lot of focus on career, big time. All right, for y'all. But then also just things that bring you pleasure and romance and love. And so this is kind of a big deal when Venus is in Leo for you, because Venus in Leo is cranking up your charm factor, your charisma. It's you radiating, and you're going to be very social and flirty. But Venus in Leo not only puts that fire in your belly, because it's all about your passions. Venus in Leo rules your 8th house. Leo, 8th house is deep. That's all about love and money. That's all about love and money. Venus, love and money, and your 8th house, where it's partnership building, yeah, relationship building, but also wealth building, inheritance, investments, bonuses, commissions and royalties, taxes, loans, anything, all that, joint bank accounts, all that. And eighth house is also like sex too, and it's intimacy. And Venus and Leo is basically that. So this is only you, Capricorn. This is only you. And Venus is joining Mercury. You know, Mercury's still in Leo this week. So Mercury, which is communication, Mercury is the mind, the brains, right? Venus is the heart. You got that mind heart coherence here. So everything, remember, Mercury's been in Leo for an extended stay since June. Everything that you've been thinking about or curious about or putting things into high gear, things that you may have even launched since then, Venus is providing, deep passion now. You're going to feel this. And even things that you put in motion or things that happen in your life regarding partnerships or relationships or wealth building, all of that since June with a new moon in Leo, yeah, you're really going to feel it now. Other thing is, it's the eighth house. The eighth house is death and rebirth. It's regeneration. It's transformation. And you've already got Pluto and Aquarius in your second house of money and finances and salary and all of that. So big week for you, Capricorn. Really big week. And Mercury actually leaves shadow this week too. So not even a trace of Mercury retrograde now. Here's the thing. Tuesday, August 25th, 26th, this is when Venus. So you see Venus is having 4 aspects. So we talked about this in your monthly forecast. Technically, it starts on the 25th with Venus trine Saturn, but we're going to do it in one go. All right. Because this, you're going to feel all these Venus aspects days before. So yeah, even the weekend before you move into this, and then days after, because she's connecting with the outer planets, which move slow, and she's connecting at 0, 1 degree, right? The degrees of new beginnings. There's a lot of new stuff happening for you. And remember, you're also under the portal of the new moon in Virgo. That's your 9th house. You're changing your belief system, self-belief, inner wisdom, publishing, book publishing, broadcasting. 9th house is just really strong focus on education too. Maybe you're going back to school, maybe you're teaching, maybe you're taking an online course. 9th house also has to do with like the courts and legal matters. Some of y'all are, signing things. You got so much home and family energy. Some of y'all maybe, signing leases or the things like that, rental agreements, property matters, but also just higher mind. It really is a very spiritual house. Travel may be a big thing for you too. Okay. So really exciting. But remember, the big focus here is love, relationships, money, creativity, even material pleasures, right? Peace, beauty, what you value, what you desire. It's Venus. And Venus in Leo trining Saturn in Aries. Wow. So this perfects on August 25th. You're going to feel it days before, days after. Remember, Saturn is in Aries in your 4th house for now, before he moves back into Pisces. Yeah. So Saturn, again, your ruler. So a lot of this just has to do with you and what you desire and what you want to make long lasting when it comes to home and family. This is everything about your domestic sector. All right. So again, even like rentals and, property matters, buying a house, selling a house, but parents, grandparents, children, your significant other, all under this realm. This is a big deal because a lot of this, again, is investments, investing, right? Your 8th house activated, partnerships, relationships, wealth, building your legacy. I mean, this is a big deal for you. And think about what happened for you. Let me see. We had this at this degree. The last time was July 1997. See what might come up from around that time. And it's Saturn. Remember, Saturn is karma. So this is incredibly karmic, but it's into fire signs, right? Venus and Leo, Saturn and Aries. You're going to feel this. But Saturn does bring that promise of that long-term support and stability in commitments and business deals and finances and investments and, relationships and marriage and creative projects, your passions, loyalty. This is big. Okay. And remember, this is a trine. It's very auspicious. It's in your favor. It has the nature of Jupiter. It's wonderful. Saturn's in a good mood. And so use this. You've got to put in the work. Saturn says, put in the work. You got to put in the work. I'll open the door for you. Yeah. And it's Virgo season. You are putting in the work. Okay. So this is really great because Venus in Leo, especially in your 8th house. And again, you're going to feel this. That's 8th house has a depth to it. All right. You're going to see it's almost like this is where you have, especially with the Uranus aspect I'm going to talk about, but your goals, the things that you want, the things that your heart desires. Yeah. You're going to really go for it because you're going to feel how much it means to you. Okay. Willing to transform, through responsibility and challenges that may come up because that's what Saturn does. But again, they may not be. He's in a good mood. So, the other thing is that if there's one thing I'd say is that Venus in Leo, Saturn in Aries, those two signs are very, me, all about me. Yeah. So Mars, which is in Libra right now, use a lot of that energy. Mars's drive, willpower, ambition, and libido. So, but anyway, it's more career stuff for y'all, but you got love and romance. You got everything. You got a lot happening. But remember, it's all about compromise. Libra is all about compromise, balance, harmony. Just do what you love to do. All right. Just be sure to do that. Okay. And even so, like Tina Turner, Parker Posey, White Lotus, Halle Berry, Jason Alexander, Ricky Martin, they all have Venus trine Saturn in their charts. They love what they do. They make everything work out for the long term. So anyway, Venus sextile Uranus, that's happening at 1 degree. Remember, Uranus is in Gemini, so nobody has experienced this aspect. It's been 84 years since we've had this. What is this? It's your breakthroughs. All right. This is your awakening, wake up call too. This is letting your authentic self shine. Remember, Leo has that sense of authenticity. Uranus and Gemini wants you to be your authentic self. All right. And especially again here, something with work, even health matters. It is your 6th house, but day-to-day activities, love, romance, big things here. All right. It's just big, right? What's happening here? There's even a sense of like, you're just going to be very social as well, but in a way where it's like, maybe fixing things up. Maybe you're, in this place where you just want to be stimulated, whatever it is. The best way to use Venus sextile Uranus is have a moment where you ask yourself, I wonder what would happen if I ... Because this aspect is all about experimenting, being curious, and taking risks out with the old and with the new. Okay. You know that our experiences shape us. You create your reality. And this aspect is a big shaper. So use this. It's a sextile. It's a window of opportunity to help you thrive and grow and prosper. But again, remember, you have to take that action. You have to put yourself out there. And so remember, Uranus also wants you to shake things up. There's got to be some shakeups in your day-to-day activities and work and everything I mentioned earlier. But you do it, right? You want to be holding the reins here. And it's Uranus. He brings surprises and the unexpected as well. So yeah, there could be some surprising, unexpected things that happen in your day-to-day routines. It could be, you could have your sliding doors moment. If you're single, you could have that call from that recruiter that you've been seeking, or that, I don't know, the intern you've been looking to hire for your fashion magazine that you run, whatever it is. There's just something here where you could be surprised in a good way. And we don't have this aspect again until March 2026. So use it, please. And lastly, Venus, well, not last, you got Venus trine Neptune. All right. This is 1 degree, new beginnings. And this is a new beginning of like epic proportion because we have never experienced this either. And this has not happened since the 1860s. Yeah. It's been a long time. And this is an amazing, it's a trine again, another very favorable, auspicious, like a hug and a kiss from the universe. It's a little sister, big sister, right? Venus and Neptune, they both rule music. So please, 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 on this day, play Tina Turner or Miley Cyrus, whoever you want. Music is healing, all right? Even nostalgia, we know, improves wellness and mind, all of that. But hemisync, yeah, frequency. This is really great. It's also Venus and Neptune, so it's compassion and it's the arts, it's painting, it's dancing, it's anything that it's filmmaking, but it's at the end of the day, it's just creative expression. You're gonna feel this. It's really nice. It's very healer energy, very spiritual energy, very daydream, visionary, transcendent. It can be really strong. You've got it really happening in your fourth house. There's just something that you want to transform in your, not only your day-to-day, but like, again, your domestic sector. And it could even just be that because it's Venus, you want to beautify your home. You're like, oh, I want an outdoor pool or so, whatever. I want a pool house. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You maybe do some renovations. Doesn't matter. But there's something here that's really, really special. And yes, it can be really out, like very daydreamy, very transcendent, like in that way. But remember, Saturn's here, so kind of really helps ground that. Right? Remember, Saturn with Neptune. Saturn is helping your dreams become reality, but just have a foot in the ground anyway. Right now, Venus opposite Pluto, 2 degrees. This happens once a year. You're going to feel it days before, days after. And Venus opposite Pluto, kind of a different vibe from the other aspects. This is all about not seeing eye to eye and having maybe, a lot, it's like egos and power struggles and maybe imbalance of power, jealousy, obsessions. That's what's associated with Venus opposite Pluto. Usually has to do with love and money and sex. It takes two to tango with this aspect. But here's the thing. And yeah, secrets revealed. Remember, Pluto excavates. The things come to the surface, even within you. Yeah, Pluto is in Aquarius in your second house of self-worth, self-value, even deep desires. Yeah, with Venus coming to the surface. So you may be exploring your relationship with partners, business partners, marriage, money, things like that, right? But here's the thing. These Leo rules your 8th, Aquarius rules your 2nd. So those are the 2 money houses in the zodiac wheel. So for you, it does feel like there is something here, more money and finances, salary, but also shared resources, like I mentioned earlier, like assets and investments and things like that. So the fact that you have Pluto also, natively rules your 11th. And so there may be something here about your future, but there also may be something here with like friendships, your groups you belong to, things like that. There's true like emotional depth with this aspect, and a little bit of intensity. But remember, as long as you are being honest and you're open to compromise, with Mars and Libra, right? Patience is a big thing here. Then you'll be good. You're going to be fine. I always say you can use these aspects. Don't let them use you. All right. You could develop like really great intense connections, for instance. Like you could have huge creative breakthroughs. Yeah. Even if there's like a little bit of a squeeze you feel this day, you could have your Kevin Bacon and Footloose moment. He does that letting it all out dance, top of those trucks. Anyway, the last time we had this was July 11th, 12th, 2024. You see what happened for you around that time. Now, let me see. So with all the Venus aspects, it really is going to be the fire signs and the air signs that feel this the most. But Venus trine Saturn, you're going to feel that. All right, because Saturn's a ruler. Now, here's the other thing. If you're a cross watcher, right? If you watch for your rising or your moon or for your sister, your brother, whoever, your mother, whoever you read for. The other thing is, if you know your chart, if you have any planets, if you know your natal chart, if you have any planets between 0 to 3 degrees in Aries, Leo, Aquarius, and Gemini, you're going to feel this the most. Now, here's one last thing I'm going to say about this Venus-Pluto opposition is that basically we got a T-square. The moon is going to be in Scorpio. As you know, there is an intensity with the moon in Scorpio. The moon is going to be in Scorpio from like August 27th, about the 30th. And so Pluto being Scorpio's modern ruler, look, it's basically just think of it as two squares. We'll talk about it more in the second spread because it's a thing. And then I did talk about Pluto being out of bounds. That's gonna be a thing too. And that just has never happened. Like we haven't experienced that. And that's just when Pluto's it's a long, maybe I'll do just a video on that. You're going to be all in with your transformation. You're going to be all in. Okay. Remember, you're going to feel this the most because not only is Venus in Leo in your 8th house, what I say, that is transformation. That's Pluto's home. Pluto is in Aquarius in your 2nd house of self-worth and self-value. And so you might really feel that. I lost the screen because my phone's supposed to be off and it's not. There we go. All right. So just think about, you're just basically like, you want breakthrough. All right. You're going to have it. All right. Deep transformation. Now, this is leading up to Thursday, a really big day. The 28th, Uranus in Gemini is going to sextile Neptune in Aries. This day needs its own marching band. So 1 degree, new beginnings. This is a week of new beginnings. And these planets are both in fresh signs, as you know. Just like Saturn sextile Uranus, that happened 2 weeks ago. This is just as big, right? They're both part of the prism portal. So this is, like I said, August. You feel the peak of it. All right. And we're going to have another peak, and we're going to have another peak, but here's another peak. But this is bigger because this we have not seen since the 1960s, the late 1960s. So, wow, Uranus sextile Neptune is more of like this movement, a movement in the collective, which you're a part of, right? I've talked about it, like bees in a colony, ants in a colony. But anyway, I talk more about your August forecast. If you want to take a look, just remember that this is years long, okay? But again, 2025 to 2027, big, really big. You're going to see things. You already are. You're going to see more. Okay. I talk a lot about them in, the live streams, but also it's why I started the Great Awakener, because I'm going to guide you on some of the things. And thank you, by the way, for everyone that has joined. I think that that it means so much to me. So I really do appreciate it. And by the way, it's not just the astrology. It's, I've talked about this. There's a lot of cycles that are converging for the next 2 years. It's, geophysical. It's the Kali Yuga. There's just so many. Anyway, so big changes next 2 years. But this is amazing. This is consciousness changing, the collective conscious, the collective unconscious. Uranus in Gemini is the mind, right? Innovation, the future. Neptune in Aries is the higher mind, visionary, the dream, and spirituality. So we're merging the two energies with these planets. And it was Albert Einstein who said imagination is more important than knowledge. And you get the best of both worlds here. So this is your big break, your big breakthrough. And it's amazing. It's your entire life is going to change, because remember, you're in a Gemini, your 6th house, your day to day. All right. A lot of y'all are going to have big changes in work. Your personal revolution. Okay. A lot of creative energy that you're going to be having as well. And remember, this is many years. Your life is changing. Your mind is changing. Your purpose is changing. Everything. It was Heraclitus, right, who said the only constant in the world is change. But he also said you cannot step in the same river twice. Thank you, Heraclitus. And it's so true. We're the same person. Every moment we have is unrepeatable. They're always unique. That's why you always want to be in the now, in the moment, in the present, and having that awareness. I made up that word, awareness, clarity and awareness, right? It's all about this is honestly all about your personal growth, especially this prism portal. It's you. It's just you becoming the best version of yourself all the time, vibrating at that high frequency on your journey, on your spiritual journey, your personal journey, your karmic journey. Okay. It's why I launched the Great Awakener. But, even just that in itself, like, I'm showing you that I'm living proof that you create your reality. If you watch my live streams, you know what it took to get to this point. But I just kept going. I knew it was like, oh, that's my calling. But also showing you that this new era that we're moving into is a thing. Everyone is going through change. Everybody's been wanting change, even on an individual level. All right. And Uranus sextile Neptune, yeah, we're going to be going through change as a collective, but also individually. Now, who's going to feel this the most? It's going to be the air signs and the fire signs. But if you have planets 0 to 3 degrees in any air sign, fire sign, to be honest, but everyone, remember, is part of the prism portal. Everybody's going to feel it. Everybody's gonna feel it. All right, so let's get started. Capricorn, see what is going on for you. I'll tell you one more thing. We do have Sunday, August 31st. Remember how last week we had the sun trine Chiron, all that healing energy? Well, now we got Mercury trine Chiron. So think of it more as in like, now it's like using healing words that inspires, repairs wounds. It's really fiery, right? Mercury and Leo, Chiron and Aries. But you throw the fact that we got the moon in Sagittarius over the weekend, completes that fire picture. Really, really, really fiery. There's going to be some things coming to the surface for you, by the way. All right. It's your 12th. So let's get started. See what all week, actually. Let's see what's going on with you, Capricorn, for August 25th to end of the month, 31st. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. All right. I do a traditional cultic cross spread, offers the best overview if especially for a weekly reading, Capricorn. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, y'all are amazing. Let's do this. You got a lot of work stuff, by the way, a lot of career stuff, but that's you being in your element, right? You rule the 10th house. Like that's your home. Anyway, y'all are amazing. Let's see what, oh my gosh. You're good. I can't even what? Don't. What? Oh my goodness. All right. I'll give you you're gonna get Ted Lasso. I'm part of a sticker club. I'll give you, is that Garth or Wayne? I don't know. Anyway, you're really good. Love it. I don't even know what to say. Like, come on. This is bonkers. Everything is changing for you. A 1,000,000%. Okay. I'm going to tell you one thing, but let's get started. You got the 3 of Wands. Look across your cross. I mean, you got 2 aces right off the bat, but you got the 3 of Wands, which is all about beginning your journey. 3 is a vibration of the Empress. It's it's growth, it's advancement, it's maturation, it's all of that, but it's also like the birth of new things. And you have the 3 of Wands here, and you're ready to start your journey. You see what's out there. You're ready to go mingle, meet people, network. You're ready to go explore. You're ready to go leave your village and try these new things. Like I said, taking those risks and being curious, like that, you're really going to feel that. And so for a lot of y'all, it's already begun, but a lot of y'all are going to feel it this week. And then look what happens when you leave your comfort zone and go do you and be part of this brand new era. Out with the old and the new. You got that Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, money, like I said, big theme for you this week. Okay. Also, work. We have careers and work and jobs to make money. You see that golden pathway here and the archway, this gateway. You're good. Amazing. Love it. This is brand new something, 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 right? Aces bring new opportunities, new beginnings, new journeys. He's on a journey. You're ready for this new journey. It's the biggest pentacle in the deck. So, pentacles, money, wealth. Yeah, you got Venus, the planet of money, in Leo in your 8th house. Money. I mean, you're good. You're good. And remember, if you're not here for money, if you're the king of Norway watching this video right now, sitting on a throne made of gold bars, and you're just like, Jimmy, I got enough. I got enough. What? Tell me something else. Pentacles are your physical reality. It has this spirit of consciousness too, but things in your physical world. So could be a new job, a business that you're launching, a new relationship, having a baby. Like there's so much here. New path. I love this. You got that Page of Swords here in your challenge area. So 2 things. One, yeah, there's a sense of whatever that's happening here, just be mindful of really, learning the ropes and being very attentive to whatever you're grooming or cultivating. You're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely amazing. Secondly, it does seem like there may be some words, like I said, that may be exchanged, especially with Venus opposite Pluto. Just be mindful, okay? There may be someone that's a little bit, the pages are a little bit younger. Yeah. He doesn't really know how to handle that sword in that challenge area. So just there may be something here where you have to compromise. All right. You're going to be fine. But here's the thing. You got the 7 of Swords in your crown. And so this is a week where, remember what I said with Venus opposite Pluto, which is going to be a big thing because you got the moon squaring both of them, right? So moon and Scorpio. I said secrets can be revealed. It just feels like there may be something that it looks like don't hold anything in. All right. There may be something that if you need to tell some things to people, let's say it. All right. It's going to clear a lot up here. And you may be very aware of the fact that there may be some others that are not being honest with you. Have those conversations, clear the air before you move into this new era. Yeah. King of Swords. That's why I feel like you're going to be fine. The only thing is with all these swords, yes, all the swords. You got the Page, King, Ace, 7, and all these swords. A lot up here, and communication, logic, thinking, processing, ideas, all of that. Okay. Communicating. King of Swords in the Ritter spread. He can be a little intense. He's got a lot of power. And it's almost like it, and you do have it, but there's a sense of like using that sword the way that the Justice card does, right? So honesty, integrity, true perception, all of that. And I'm not saying this is it's just really more of like hold on to your power, making sure that nobody takes your power, but also in a sense being honest with yourself about certain situations, especially with that 7 of Swords in your crown. But it does feel like there's something that you might have to reveal now. And it could be the fact, maybe you've been, holding it from your family, like, hey, I'm opening up a shoe store, like whatever it is. And like it's now happening. You signed the thing. Yeah, now you can. But to be honestly, it's really more about being a very discerning up here. If you feel there's a little bit of dishonesty going around. Ace of Swords. That's why I feel like you're fine here. Okay, so Ace of Swords. There's a breakthrough. There's the contract you're signing. There's the big idea that you have. There's your creative breakthrough. There's your mental breakthrough. There's this victory, success that you can expect with the Ace of Swords in your future. Like you're good, AF. You're good. Let's get to your stuff. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, and again, look at all this new, but all these swords. So again, it could even be a very cerebral, week for you. But anyway, just be open to communicate. Capricorn, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. This is a lot. This is big. And you know I love y'all. All right, let's. Oh my God. You are gonna get. You'll get the wise owl. Yeah, you're good. I don't look at me. Like you're. Look at this. Take it. You want to take a screenshot? Like what? You got the 9 of Wands, all right, to hang in there if you feel like you've been like, yeah, especially there still may be a little bit of with what's happening this week. Yeah, when I said things are going to be coming to the surface, yeah, let them come up. It's okay to when you let them come up, excuse me, you expand your consciousness. So keep that in mind. They're just but you're doing a great job. This is just saying like, yeah, everything that you've been working hard for is going to pay off as long as you continue to put in that work that Saturn's requiring. You got the sun and your external factors area. You're on a mission. You already know what's, your finish line, your goals, your, legacy. Like I said, all of that. I mean, you got the sun, which is optimism. It's abundance. It's opportunities. It's great health and vitality. It's this creative expression as well here too. Being able to express yourself, feel it. Like you can let your hair down. This is amazing. This is the biggest yes in tarot. And speaking of which, what blows my mind, remember, new. And the sun, card 19, 1 plus 9 equals 10, which is 1, which is new beginning. So it's like this rebirth. It's this new. This is bonkers, by the way. You got the sun and the moon. I can't. And so there's a sense of ending here with, the moon actually being card 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Completion, fulfillment, the end of things, preparing for 10. Letting those things go. Anything that's been taking up too much headspace, even like subconsciously, even if there's like things that, again, even over the weekend when you do have the moon in Sagittarius or in 12th house, the lower expression of the 12th house would be facing any fears, or it would be even like self-sabotage energy. And this is saying, nope, I don't want to do that anymore. But again, with this here, just be honest with yourself about certain things, okay? Because that could just stay in that, and you want to move forward, okay? Very emotionally moving week. And then the 10 of Cups. There's your, happy ending. There's the happy couple, the happy kids. Remember what I said about your home sector, domestic sector, really amplified. Oh, you got the 10 of Cups. And this is absolutely amazing. You see that it's the only rainbow in tarot, indicating this not only like promising future, but for you and your final outcome, like, yes, this is what I can look forward to. You're good. You're so good. This is one of those rare, like, I can't even explain what's happening. Because here's the thing. Look, you got all these core, you just, that's the 1 cup card. So it's almost like all this hard work, all these things that are happening in your world with that pentacles, the swords, even these wands, and it brings you that emotional satisfaction, emotional fulfillment. Like again, everything's just kind of like worth it in the end. You're being very strategic too, which is great. Capricorn, y'all are amazing. Next week, yeah, eclipse season. And there's a lot happening. And the second spread, yes, we are going to talk about right out the gate. We actually do have this grand air trine on Monday. I'll talk about it. We'll talk more about the T-square, or, that's just like with the moon in Scorpio, again, there may be something here that even with friends involved, groups you belong to, benefactors, allies, 11th house energy. And then over the weekend, like I said, the moon will be in Sagittarius, but there's a couple other things happening with the weekend. And even though Mercury will trine Chiron, Mercury will be squaring Juno. So there may be something here with contracts or marriage or partnerships. And then Ceres and Mars are kind of like, so there may be something here. We'll talk about it. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Capricorn, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me. What is this big? I can't even you're good. You're absolutely good. You're really good here. I can't. All right. I'm excited for you. All right. And this is rare. All right. Thanks so much. All right. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.